Kongdu Monster will not walk into the Xayah either. And we see an Olaf ban, so I love to see that respect bans are being earned this series. The Xayah earned after game 1, the Olaf and the pressure earned after game 2. Now Kongdu Monster considering the Rise, that would be a true flex pick and a takeaway from Faker's famous champion.
Yeah. Would also mean that Faker couldn't respond with a LeBlanc of his own against a Taliyah. And you're pointing at it, it's the Zac for blank. They take it away as a first pick over the side of Kongdu.
And now they say, all right, we've seen your Jarvan, that worked. What have you got into Zac? And they will take the Zac for Raze. One of the few picks that the team actually has a decent win ratio on. Instead of 3-0, it's gone 3-4, because sadly, that's just how the season has gone. But Zac has been very respectable. And Zac can potentially have a great matchup into the Varus. Let's see if Faker will lock in the Thresh for effort, who has not jumped on the Thresh this season. Was an engaged support before he became kind of a disengaged support when we saw him in the Casper Cup and also this season. He is known for the engaged choices. The Thresh is what you want to answer the Zac in one pick.
Certainly is. As we mentioned before, there's a small pocket of Kongdu fans that are still here in the studio, and they bring out the banner for Game 3 because they know there's a chance it's actually going to happen. The Jhin, banned twice in a row, comes out this time. Soul will say, thank you very much. It's my time to shine.
Legacy pick for Soul. Sort of pick that can be answered by a big tank line. They already have a Sejuani, so we'll see how much respect is shown by the side of SKT to the potential of the Jhin, which got pretty heavy buffs over time. Now, if you want Thresh, you probably need it now. But SKT seem to be reaching instead. They want to play a global game, and they will put Tal on his most...
Sir.
And play around a winning top lane. The Gangplank does pretty well into Fiora, but we know that Fiora 2 items and with some Infernals can go, and they're going to blind the LeBlanc. I think they're going to do it. He knows that if he goes Taliyah, Faker will play LeBlanc and bring it back after a few years. So for now, it's just going to be the mind game. He shows the LeBlanc and says, all right, we'll lock in the Rise. So they won't lock the LeBlanc. They are going to take the Rise. It's not been a winning pick. They are 0-8 on Rise, but not necessarily because of Edge's own misplays. SKT looking down the tier list. Will they go the Cassiopeia? Another tier champion buffed on the Archangel's changes. Hasn't been a big pick for Faker in this season. The Anivia can definitely be considered, but remember, Anivia is strongest against multiple tanks. However, it's a good laning matchup into the Rise. You outrange him, you're able to use the wall for a lot of disengage and engage. It's not necessarily a team comp answer to what Kongdu Monster want to do, but it can always evolve to be if they force Kongdu Monster into a 5v5 team fight.
I do like, though, you mentioned winning the lanes, and we saw it out of Kongdu Monster in Game 2. They won the lanes, and they won the game. They had the Olaf jungle to help out as well. This time SKT says, you're not going to win the lane. We are the better team. We don't necessarily need the direct answer to your composition, but we are better players, and we're going to show you with our draft.
They're not surrounding the top side like they did in Game 1. They weren't respectful around Kongdu's winning lanes. They lost. In this game, the Fiora, slight advantage over the Gangplank, who will farm. We know how that goes. The Zac and Sejuani is basically a wash. Sejuani has most of the aggressive options when it comes to the earlier laning matchup, and it is a winning lane matchup for Anivia over Rise after 6, when you can
need the dragon damage. Now Soul in a little bit
They know Devour's on cooldown.
There it is, the Ignite ticking down. They need one more hit to do it, but here's Raze. Look at him turn it around. He dodges the Cannon Barrage too. Now effort getting low. He is going to be devoured up here. Do they have the damage? In comes Blank. The ground pound and the flash away. Now Blank trying to get frisky in the front, trying to lay down some damage. Bang, not enough to finish him off.
Man,
finally spotted, but the Chains of Corruption come in. Now they're gonna TP down to try to help out Soul, who's taking so much damage, but it's not enough. Turning it around onto Bang, but now Edge in a lot of trouble. The kidnap, though, onto Bang, but not enough damage coming out onto him. The wall trying to keep in Edge, but he actually makes it over. Faker flashing the wall. He's trying to be the carry, but it's not enough. The last auto cannot take out Edge, and he will survive after all of that.
Another even fight, 4v4, but nobody dies. Tal has the Cannon Barrage to throw it in. Doesn't get anything, and Ray's going back in.
Oh, hello. Is that enough damage, though? He needs to get the auto with the red. He flashes in and he gets it. The first blood. He is going to trade his life after all of that. Kongdu Monster certainly cannot follow up, but They do get the kill, and Gangplank also making his way down to the top lane. We could have a Fiora pushing top.
A bit of a mistake coming through Fiora. Didn't teleport onto the Bloblets, teleported defensively, and then canceled it. Doesn't get a teleport advantage through all of this. They will give up the Ocean. You'd argue it's not worth it to get a kill for an Ocean this early, and the Ocean is a big buff to Gangplank and Anivia. Both of them very mana hungry in the laning phase. So while Roach can push up, and Proxy for a little bit, I would take the SKT side of this trade, even though the feel-good moment for Kongdu fans is the first blood. So we take a deep breath, we think about what happened, because this was a very multi-layered fight. Effort held onto his Pulverize, hoping to get the back end of all of this. Soul again, 100 HP, walking out of a Cannon Barrage. On the top side, a lot happening for the SKT side, but not enough damage to take down Edge, who gets the Realm Warp off, being able to count the CC. One more auto, all that is required, but not enough damage. They walk out. This could have been the end of...
It's as close as ever. They're looking for another dive onto Tal here. The defensive Cannon Barrage once again, but they're fighting through it. Here's Raze as well saying, hello, I'm going to pick up the kill. They're going to give that one over to Roach. But can they get into the back line here? They're going to get on top of Soul. No Devour just yet. Finally comes on in. Trying to get him to safety. Here comes Faker. He's got his Ghost on. He wants to get the wall, but this time Ray's going to jump into the back line. Varus is going to stand tall against them. Ray's now TPing on in. The wall, they're trying to kill Zac here in the end. Nope, TP to get them. The Devour to get Kongdu Monster out of dodge at the end of all of that craziness. A 1-for-1. Wow, okay.
And you have to look at the cost in terms of summoners when it's a very extended dive like that. Teleport and Ghost not
fine, as you say, but to take out SKT and to be the spoilers would be fantastic to them. They would love it. Be just something to give their team some more popularity in a way. Say, hey, Kongdu Monster was the team that denied SKT playoffs with their crazy 2-1 victory in the last series, but we'll see. They're gonna go on to Soul here. Nice Devour.
Watch for the wall. Watch the wall.
No wall comes out here. Gonna bang some heads together is Raze. As Faker gonna engage once again onto Raze. They're gonna blow everything onto this Zac, who tries to get away. Does kidnap Blank in, but there's no further damage. Edge coming from the left side, trying to go 1v4.
He's done for.
There's the wall once
Secret.
again. The stun coming on in. Secret, but Effort coming from behind, denying him the Devour. A great play from our rookie support. The SKT fans gonna cheer as they win that fight in big numbers.
SKT really want Baron from this play. They should start it, you would imagine, but they're trying to deal with the Fiora in the side lane. They won't be able to get the Baron. That's so important for the side of Kongdu Monster. Raze in the front line, had Flash and Ultimate available and thought he'd be fine. There was no time to use the Let's Bounce because he was chain CC'd and killed. Before any of that could happen, watch the replay through all of this. They were baiting to get the engage onto Soul when he went for the auto attack on the very low health turret. Able to disengage. This could have been the end of everything, but they look for the pick. The wall finally used. Faker wasn't in position to use it onto the Tahm Kench. Great flash and Pulverize as well. They're not able to pick up the Baron from this play. It's a feel-good one. It gets them more map control that they did not have before because of the power of the Fiora in the side lane. They also know a lot of summon.
Good job. Kongdu Monster, they're playing well around the pressure of Fiora, and they know that the Sejuani has her ultimate down. They start off the Infernal Drake here.
Remember, Cannon Barrage available. Tal pushing into Rise in the top lane. They're starting up the Infernal, so they've actually leashed it at 50% health.
There's a Cannon Barrage taking that damage, and the TP committed to from Tal. They want this Infernal. Kongdu Monster trying to disengage, but they're going to re-engage here. TP coming in from Edge now. Looks like Effort going to have to give his life up for that Infernal Drake. A pretty good trade after all for SKT.
What does it mean though? There's no Tracker's Knife, so you know you have a time to get vision control around the map when the enemy's support is down. Roach can rush the bot lane as well, but Infernal for his support still feels good for SKT. The Elder is looking more and more ominous as we will have a fourth spawn. Another Infernal will be spawning this game.
We've seen this before, the Rise Fiora duo push.
The piggyback that Kongdu tried in their last series. It didn't work. We should mention against BBQ, so the Flash and Cleanse down on Secret, but Summoners up on everyone else. And now they're going for the piggyback again. It's the way they like to go.
Yeah, Edge doesn't have his TP,
they're going
but
for
he has it. Here we go, the grand challenge is gonna be Brock up against the wall, gonna deny it for now, but here comes Ed from behind, and they get the kill. Trying to dive the mid lane turret is SKT, but it doesn't work out for them. And look at this, Effort taking a lot of damage, has to ultimate away. great play for Kongdu Monster after all.
This is something that SKT should have expected. They tried the piggyback again and again in recent series, but this time they're going to pick up an inner turret. You and I know all about the piggyback. It's TV and OGN, an old favorite of ours. But the piggyback strategy of sending 2 teleport users to the same lane, even though Edge's teleport was on cooldown.
Commit to this is the real question. Blank, he's got an opportunity to steal. Chains of Corruption's coming in and the force flash out of Bang, rather, he is able to get out of there. And Kongdu Monster, now they just want to get out. They cannot fight this, but getting low is raised. The Ignite ticking.
Is it going to get him?
Kill him. So close, but it's not going to do it, it looks like.
They're out of the fight. Does SKT turn on to the Baron from this? Their Baron damage is decent because they have Blade the Ruin King on the Varus, but otherwise they don't really have a secondary damage dealer as Gangplank can't be grouped. So they don't trust in their Baron speed. That does mean that Ray's able to heal up. He's face checking again.
Yep, someone has to face check. It's going to be Raze this time. Up against the wall, is going to be taken out. Certainly a huge pick for the side of SKT as they get the jungler away.
This should mean Baron, but SKT are continuing to bait. They're drawing the ultimate. Soul gets a huge chunk.
That's the huge barrel onto it, and it means that Secret is also going to pay for it with this life. SKT should start the Baron now. We got Roach down the mid lane, trying to make him pay for it. Might be able to get this mid lane inner.
Try and get a turret, but that's just 2 inner turrets in exchange for Baron.
Well, and effort coming down.
He has ult up as well.
And he does, and here's Blank as well.
Nice riposte.
Okay. Can use the Realm Orb to get away. They're just going to try to walk it.
Ghost from Anivia.
Here comes Faker trying to get that wall down. They're looking for Edge here. He doesn't have
flash.
His flash. Oh, he misses it. And now trying to engage as it looks like finally they will get Roach. And now Secret forced to cleanse away from this one. Should not be able to get out of there. And SKT, they're beginning to roll with the punches and they're getting ahead from it.
One by one, the members of Kongdu Monster fall. The moment they saw Alistar, they could have just disengaged. They went for the pick, which was never going to happen. They give up the Infernal. Feels like the neutrals are where the big lead is for SKT. They have 4 Drakes, including double Infernal. They still have the Baron for 2 minutes. Kongdu Monster need to force SKT into team fights, otherwise this game should end.
They're getting a huge Baron power play, and we're still 2 minutes left on the Baron. They have so much time to make even more of it. Let's see where they decide to go. The mid lane inner turret is going to go down in this game. But SKT, they really want to get this. There's the wall again, but another Devour on point. Chains of Corruptions locks them down. The inhibitor will also go down, but Blank getting low. It's not enough as Secret is going to pay for it. Now Raze is going to be stunned up, and another kill going to go over to SKT. Will they continue pushing? Still 51 seconds remain.
It's the reality of the comp. They can't 5v5, but they're trying.
Roach going to disappear once again, and they're going to catch Edge as well. It looks like the dream for Kongdu is not going to come true as an ace comes through onto the side of SKT, and the TP will come in. It was so close. The pressure was there, but SKT, they meet it, and they will get into the playoffs in 4th place with the win over Kongdu Monster 2-1.
High drama in the second last match of LCK Spring 2018. SKT creep over the line, but it's not the triumphant inauguration of their playoffs. It was only just Valdez, and they still have a motley crew of the best teams in the world to beat. If this is not to be their victory, this is the minimum you would expect from SKT, qualifying for playoffs.